This is the Civilization 4 NLL. Hello and welcome to the Noble Leaders League. I am Kjotleik. This is the 3rd division game between Darius I and Frederick. Darius I is number 14 with 5 points, Frederick 11 with 9. Frederick is one of 4 leaders with 9 points, and a win here could take him up challenging for a playoff spot. Let's see if that happens. Darius I in 1-1-3 form, Frederick in 2-1-2. Both of them are looking up though. Darius has a win and a draw his last 2 games. After a 5-game losing streak before that, Frederick is undefeated in his last 3 with 2 wins and a draw, and is looking good. Starting positions then, Darius I is starting here. Let's get the resource bubbles on for a moment. Next to a river there are cows, there is some clams and a lot of floodplains, and we also see some incense in here and also some sheep up there. He starts on the western part of the starter continent. Towards the east and north we find Frederick next to a river with stone, with marble. There is also aluminum for later, there is copper, there is also some wine and some cows. This is going to be interesting. It's not that big of a continent. Let's see who can make the best of it, and let's start the game to check it out, shall we? Darius I versus Frederick of Germany. Both of them in relatively good form then, since they haven't lost in their last 2 Darius and last 3 Frederick. 2 cities first for Frederick then, turn 50 now, 2 cities each at the moment then. They are building towards each other. Let's see what happens. Darius is of course in need for a win if he wants to catch up with mid-table. Frederick of course looking upwards right now. Could be on his way to a good season despite a really slow start, but we'll have to wait and see. 4 cities each, and Frederick is friendly with Darius I, which is a risk of course, because then the Apostolic Palace could be in play. Turn 145, and 6 cities Frederick, 5 cities Darius. Darius is up to 6 as well. They are in the same religion, both are in Buddhism at the moment. So let's see, turn 170. And 9 cities Darius, Frederick has 9 cities, Darius I has 6. And Darius getting liberalism, he's first to that. Going economics next, getting also constitution then. Frederick, they are approximately equal in score, but Frederick with 11 cities to Darius I 7, no, Darius has 8 though. And Darius is on to astronomy, and Frederick is down to pleased again, so there is a chance that maybe there won't be a diplomatic victory in this game then after all. 12 cities Frederick, now Frederick is on astronomy, 12 cities to 8, turn to 26. Frederick does adopt mercantilism, which means that he is not trading, and there was some circumnavigation, and that was Darius, I believe. Darius now with 9 cities, going for communism next. And we see Frederick on 12 cities, but Darius is on 10 after having settled 1 in the New World in the west and 1 down south, but Frederick is also going to the west now, up to 14 cities now, going for printing press. Darius is on rifling. It's worth noticing that. He's down to 0.8 the strength of Frederick though. Frederick on scientific method with 15 cities, Darius I on 13. Turn 264 now. And Darius has adopted a few civics here, we see. 17 cities Frederick, Darius I on 14. Frederick is getting replaceable parts. On to nationalism, Darius is getting steel. 18 cities to 14, they are equal in strength, and we see that they are almost out of room for expansion as well in the New World. Turn 284 now. 21 cities Frederick, 14 cities Darius. Darius is getting artillery, onto rocketry. Frederick is getting physics. Could this be a space race now? 21 to 16 is the city count at least. Turn 294. But Frederick still pleased with Darius. Frederick now going steel. Darius is getting rocketry. I have a feeling that Darius is looking good, even though he is a little bit weaker than Frederick. Well, he is stronger than Frederick militarily, but he is behind in city count and behind in score. Turn 310, 23 cities, both of them getting railroads. Darius is getting combustion after that. 23 cities Frederick, 17 cities Darius. and they are, practically speaking, out of room for expansion. There are a few islands in the middle, and then maybe a few more places in the new world, so they could get 3 or 4 more cities, 23 to 17. Darius going for fascism next, and we see that there are some privateers on the scene. Let's see if that is going to change things up. It does, by the way. Let's see, 23 cities to 17 still, and Darius now on industrialism. Constitution, economics for Frederick next. 24 cities now, Frederick. 17 cities, Darius. Turn 3, 44. 24 to 19 is the city count. Darius is going for plastics. Frederick is getting his democracy, and onto assembly line next. Plastics for Darius. We see that Darius is not using his cultural slider, but we don't know what Frederick is doing. He's probably not doing it either. Going for electricity next. Darius is on radio. 24 cities to 19. It looks to me by now that this is a space race, but we'll have to wait and see. They could be going for culture, of course. Even though Darius is not touching the slider, he is on biology. 19 cities. Frederick is on 24 cities going plastics. Darius is going medicine. Frederick is getting his plastics. And Frederick on plastics with 24 cities to 19. And Darius the First is 0.8 the strength of Frederick. Which means that Frederick may be building a few units, I don't know. A flight for Darius now. Frederick gets his rocketry, turn 377. Frederick completes rock and roll in Hollywood, okay. And 24 to 19 is the city count. Darius going for satellites. This is a space race at the moment, turn 382. And computers for Frederick, 24 cities to 19. This game is still not over. Composites for Darius the First, 24 to 19. Robotics for Frederick, turn 388 at the moment. 24 to 19 is the city count, 389, 390. The turn numbers are crawling up, closing into 400, and Frederick is getting his robotics in 3, Darius composites in 2. And we still don't see any Darius attempts on culture, so he must be going space. With his 19 cities, going ecology next then. What is Frederick doing then? Frederick on flight at the moment then. So turn 396, there is more than 100 turns to do it, and that means that they will make it into space if that is what they want to do, unless there is a declaration of war. Frederick completed the Apollo program, we have seen that one, so now he can build his spaceship parts. Frederick has completed the Apollo program. I have not seen Darius the First if he has completed it, but I must believe that he has, right? Going refrigeration now, Darius, Frederick on satellites, 24 to 19. And we do have creating constructions. That's Darius, that has completed creating constructions, turn 405. And the secrets of composites were stolen by enemy infiltrator. That means Frederick has stolen composites from Darius the First. He's using his spies, Frederick, and getting a technology for it as well, which means that he is closing into Darius tech-wise and getting his ecology, while Darius gets fission, 24 cities to 19, and Darius is 0.8 the strength of Frederick. Darius has completed the casing, mining ink has been completed, incorporated in Cologne, and that's Frederick. So in Köln there is mining ink, and now we have a race. Frederick has completed the United Nations, which means that diplomacy is still in the cards. Darius with spaceship casings, Darius with 19 cities going towards superconductors. Frederick is getting his fission going. 24 cities to 19. I believe that is going to stay the way it is unless they settle the islands in the middle of the map that you can see nobody has settled yet. 84 turns left. Darius the First with 19 cities, down to 0.7 the strength of Frederick. Frederick has completed the spaceship casing now. We are on a spaceship race. Darius 6 turns away from computers. Frederick is 2 turns away from, is that fiber optics? And we look at this race now, the space race. We have civilized jewelers, and Frederick has completed 2 more spaceship casings. And also civilized jewelers in Frankfurt for turn 420. And fusion next for Frederick then, and he completes the docking bay. Frederick has completed the docking bay, and Darius is getting computers right now. This is a space race. Who can beat the other one? Who can get to Alpha Centauri first of these two? Frederick completes a casing, but Darius does it as well. We have 76 turns left of the game, turn 424, and Darius the First getting robotics while Frederick is on superconductors. The question is, who can launch first? Who can launch their spaceship first? But first they have to build all the parts, of course. Darius completes the life support, and Frederick has completed the space elevator. It is Frederick completing the space elevator. That could be important in a game where they are fighting turn for turn. Frederick getting his genetics done, Darius getting his robotics as well, and Frederick completes life support there. Frederick has completed the life support, going for lasers, turn 431, and Frederick completed another casing, the same with Darius the First. 4 turns left for genetics, and Sousa can no longer work on a spaceship casing. Okay, so that means he has completed all of it, right? And Darius the First on genetics. Frederick is getting his lasers, turn 434. Who is going to win this space race? Who is going to win this space race with 65 turns left, and Frederick completed the cockpit? Frederick has completed the cockpit. Turn 436. And Darius completed the thruster. Darius has completed some thrusters and standard ethanol, and Frederick completes an engine. Frederick has completed an engine. He has completed an engine, and he goes for stealth advanced flight for Darius, stealth for Frederick. Frederick completes the spaceship engine, turn 441. Will he launch the spaceship? Frederick has completed the thruster. Need thrusters first, of course. There is 59 turns left of the game, 58 turns left of the game. And on future tech is Frederick. Frederick has completed the thrusters, and Darius is on lasers, which means that Frederick has the advantage if he can launch first. But Darius has completed another thruster as well. We have 56 turns left of the game now. And I haven't seen any launches. I have not seen any launches, but I know Frederick is on future tech with 55 turns left. Does he have the capability? Frederick completed another spaceship thruster now. Will he launch? Will he launch before Darius can do it? Darius is on fiber optics, Darius is on fiber optics, but this is going to be a Frederick game, isn't it? Frederick has completed yet another thruster. I haven't seen the launch yet, but it will come any day now, I believe, with 51 turns left, and Frederick is in the driver's seat. He has completed yet another spaceship thrusters. Darius getting the fiber optics there, and Frederick still hasn't launched. It's 50 turns left of the game, and he has completed the thrusters. 49 turns left of the game, and Darius the First is on fusion. He is behind in tech. Frederick is the one that is going to win this, isn't he? 47 turns left, but he needs to finish all. Darius was the one who completed the thrusters there, and aluminum core has been incorporated. That's Darius the First getting aluminum core. It's 46 turns left of the game. I haven't seen a Frederick launch, even though he is on future tech. And Frederick launched! Frederick launched! Frederick has launched a spaceship! It says so on the screen! And Frederick completed the stasis chamber and he launched, so Frederick has launched the spaceship, and Darius the First is too late! Darius the First is too late! 43 turns left of the game, but Frederick has launched the spaceship. He is going to land at Alpha Centauri within the next 10 turns or so. Within the next 5 to 10 turns, Frederick completes the Manhattan Project, also for nuclear power, nuclear weapons, but Frederick has launched the spaceship, and Darius completes his stasis chamber now, but it is too late for Darius. Darius is on stealth, but this is going to be a Frederick spaceship victory. We are at turn 461 now. Turn 461, Frederick are going for it. When will it land? When will it land at Alpha Centauri? It must be just a turn or two left now. Turn 463. We are closing in on the victory here for Frederick. 463, 464, he must have launched. There it is. The landing has been completed. Frederick has won the space race victory, turn 464 in 2044 AD, and he was first to get the crucial techs and to get The spaceship parts built and Frederick has landed at Alpha Centauri. Congratulations with the win and the 2 points. It was a peaceful game, no wars in the game. There is also one new record in this game. Darius I did get liberalism in 1300 AD, that's on turn 190. The old record was in 1440 AD on turn 204, so he crushed the old record by 14 turns. We can also mention Apollo programs. Darius I did build the Apollo program in 1941, turn 361. Frederick in 1977, turn 397. Still, Frederick ended up winning the space race. Let's go take a look at the stats. Here we have the graphs. Frederick is in the white and Darius in the cyan. This is the score, the GNP, the production, the food, the power, the culture, and the espionage. Okay, let's go to the demographics then and see Darius I's numbers here to the left and Frederick's numbers to the right. As he ended up with almost 71 million in population, Frederick almost 49 million, 48.6 almost for Darius, and you see the numbers there. Let's go to the top 6 cities and wonders then, and let's check the wonders first. Let's go to the bottom. 3 wonders in the BC area, Oracle, Stonehenge, and Great Wall. Let's go to the top and see the top 6 cities. Frederick has the number 1 city in Hamburg, also Berlin as the 2nd city. Then Darius I has the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th, while Frederick has the city at 6th place. Big cities, but 23 is not a record, I believe. Statistics then. Darius I with 19 cities built, 7 religions, 1 golden age, currently on 27 windmills, 22 towns and 20 forest preserves. He did build in his cities 19 granaries and courthouses, 18 barracks and harbors, sorry for the cough, 4 hospitals. Let's go to the page down and see page 2. We have the Temple of Solomon there as well, and page down again. And see 1 military academy, completing the list of buildings. Let's go to the top and look at current units for Darius I then. 40 mechanized infantry, 20 workers and infantry, is down to 1 creative construction executive. He did train a total of 35 workers, 19 settlers, 18 marines, down to 4 attack submarines. Let's go page down and see page 2 with a great general, and then page down again and see a Taoist missionary, completing the list of units trained. Kills 12 privateers and losses 5 frigates, a caravel, and a ship of the line. The numbers of Frederick then: 24 cities built, 3 golden ages, currently on 76 windmills, 38 towns and 28 lumber mills. He did build in his cities 25 forges, 24 courthouses, barracks and granaries, and we see the numbers down. Aqueducts, 16 aqueducts. Let's go page down. And the second page we see an ironworks. Let's go page down again. On the third page we see the space elevator at the bottom as well. Let's go page down again and see 1 hermitage, completing the list of buildings built. Back to the top, and current units for Frederick: 80 mechanized infantries, 37 guided missiles, 24 workers, down to 1 great spy. Let's go page down, and that was it. Let's go line up to confirm. Yes, it was the great spy. The units he trained: 55 workers, 45 mining ink executives, 37 guided missiles, down to 7 axemen. Let's go page down here and see 2 mechanized infantries. Let's go page down again and see 1 spearman at the bottom of the list of units trained. Let's confirm the kills: 5 frigates, a caravel, and a ship of the line, and then the losses are those 12 privateers. Congratulations to Frederick with the space race. Let's go take a look at the victory condition screen next. Here we see the numbers. Frederick completed his spaceship, 5 thrusters and casings, 2 engines, and 1 each of the rest. That's a complete spaceship. Darius was not that far behind. He was only missing the 2 engines and the cockpit. So very close even for both of them. We see that the culture, they were not trying for culture, any of them. They were far away from domination, and of course they were far away from conquest as well. When it comes to the United Nations, that was built by Frederick. Apostolic Palace was built by Darius I, but either he didn't call the vote or Frederick didn't vote for him, so he didn't win any diplomatic victory that he could have done in this game. Let's go exit and take a look at the cities. Darius has 19 of them. Let's click here, sort by population, and we see Susa pop 23, Darius Kabir 22, and Persepolis 20. They are happy. The top 2 cities are unhealthy, but apart from that they are healthy, with some good food in there for the top cities as well. Very good base commerce here. 137 in Persepolis, 112 Susa, 108 in Darius Kabir, that's good, and 100 in Pasargada as well. And we see also the production is good, 16 turns away from an engine though, 19 turns away from an engine in Pasargada, and cockpit 7 turns away, so he was some turns away from the launch. He would not have made it, I think. Well, 19, he would have made it before the end of the game, but he would not have made it in time for Frederick anyway. Let's go take a look at Frederick's cities then. Let's switch over to Frederick. Okay, he has 24 cities. Let's go take a look at those, sort by population. Dresden 24, Bonn and Bochum 22, and Karlsruhe 21. We see they are happy, they are healthy, they have good food. They have a little bit less commerce, but he has more of the cities, and they are, well, they are very good, 89, even though the bottom cities here have very good commerce. So even though he has only 1 on triple digits, the production is good with a lot of power. He is building wealth in some cities as well. Spoiler alert, results and updated league tables follows after this screen. Congratulations to Frederick then. Darius I is after this number 14 in the league with 5 points and a negative 17 score turn difference. Frederick is up to number 8 with 11 points and a negative 11. We do have a cup game from the first qualifying round a little bit later today, and tomorrow we are in the second division. The games tomorrow is Hammurabi versus Louis XIV and Kublai Khan versus Hatshepsut. That's in the second division. But for now, I am Kjotleik. This has been the Noble Leaders League. I hope to see you back from the cup game later. This has been the Noble Leaders League, and I hope to see you back later. Goodbye for now.